Well, this afternoon's video is actually going to be a little bit different than what I actually planned for this week. I'd actually planned to take you guys to a really beautiful waterfall about 2 hours south of me, and it's actually a waterfall that goes into a cave, and you know, within the cave it's got bats and glowworms and all that type of thing, and I thought, oh, that'd be a great video. The only problem is, and you've probably been seeing this all around the world, we're having a bit of a severe drought here at the moment, so literally the waterfall is a trickle. Yeah, so it's been really dry here in Australia, and unfortunately we've been having really bad bushfires, and I don't know if you've seen that in the news around the world, but yeah, a lot of people have lost their homes, so really bad situation. It's just so dry, we really drastically need rain here. But anyway, I thought what I would do instead is this afternoon I'm going to go out to one of the local lakes nearby, and this one is called Lake Samsonvale. It's about 35 minutes outside of Brisbane in Queensland, Australia, and it's not too far from my house, so I just thought I'd come out here, peace out, relax, enjoy a good sunset, do a bit of photography, and just escape from reality at the moment, you know, just go and relax. G'day mate, how you going?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. Oh, it's a pretty popular walking track out here actually, it's not too bad. Gets you out amongst the trees and yeah, really beautiful track. Wow, I haven't been out here for a while, and I cannot believe how low the water level is. Let me just give you an idea of how low the water level is here. Normally, I would come out here and I would do a sunset, and I put one of these trees covered at the roots by water. Now have a look at this. Over here, you can see these trees would normally be underwater, and the water level up around here. Still just making my way around the lake, and I'm a little bit excited about this as a potential frame here with this tree. I'm just going to spin around. It's going to spin around in a minute, and I'm just going to have a look, looking back over this way. Aha. Aha. I think I've found my frame. Yep. This is going to be it. So, got this tree here. I've got that nice reflection of that dead tree in the water. So it may end up being like a portrait style. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize actually on that thing, you probably can't see it because of the GoPro, there's actually a water lizard sitting on the bottom of the tree. Right, so I'm just in the middle of setting up my frame. Basically, I've got my D850 with the 16 to 35mm lens. I'm actually sitting at about 28mm at the moment. I've framed it up in a way so I've got this dead tree predominantly on the left-hand side of the third of frame, and the other dead tree on the right-hand side. So with my PhotoPills app, I've basically judged that the sun should be coming straight down between the two of them. Now I'm hoping that I'm going to get a nice reflection. I have noticed there are some ripples in the water because there is a little tiny bit of wind about. But worst comes to worst, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lob in a big stopper, 10 stop ND, and smooth those ripples out. Oh, and one thing I forgot to tell you, just recently I have purchased the wireless Go radio mic. So yes, here it is. It's actually attached to my pants, and I've got it on a little lapel. Sorry if I hit there in the audio. It's great, it's really compact, and I've used it twice now in the videos. In the last two videos I've used it, and the sound is so good. I love it. Makes it much more convenient too to be able to walk away from the camera and still talk to you guys. So at the moment my camera settings are ISO 64 and I'm sitting at f11. Now at the moment I've got something like a 1/320th of a second. Don't want that, I need it a little bit slower. So obviously as the sun goes down and gets a bit darker, that will drop that shutter speed. Alrighty, so the sun is just starting to get down into position now. It's just going down behind this cloud bank on the horizon. I've grabbed a snap just before the sun went down behind the cloud bank. So at least I've got that one in the bag, that's no worries. Luckily now the water has calmed down, which is great. That means I really don't need a long exposure. But I am going to do a long exposure because I still want to get some movement with the cloud. There is just a little bit of cloud out there. Unfortunately, the cloud that I did have overhead before has now dissipated, it's gone. So I'm just going to move quickly now and grab a long exposure shot where I'll whack in the 10 stop ND. So the sun has now gone just down behind the horizon. Out of nowhere, this cloud bank has just come in, which is fantastic for a long exposure. So just before I lob in the 10 stop ND, I was sitting at f11 and I've got a 1/6 shutter speed. So I've used my Lee filter app on my phone. It's calculated that it's going to give me a 2:40 exposure. So I'm just in the middle of doing that now. So that was it. That was sunset at Lake Samsonvale in Brisbane, Australia. So I ended up getting those two shots. I've got one where on the horizon you've got that bit of a cloud bank and I had the sun just dancing on top of it. The second one is a long exposure shot. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put those both up on screen for you right now. So guys, it'd really help me out if you tell me in the comments below which one you prefer, the long exposure or just the normal exposure with the sun coming down behind the cloud. Thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate you tuning in. Always feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.